in the world of professional wrestling during their heyday and during their prime. They were collectively known as Harlem Heat, two real life brothers who dominated the scene in WCW. So we're continuing with their story here right now, and so let's get right down to it. And when I last left off, I talked about their how they became the World Tag Team Champions from 1994 to 1996 with a brand new manager. So let's get down to it. At Clash of the Champions 31, Sensatious Sherry joined Harlem Heat as their manager by helping them in defeating the Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags. On the December 3 episode of Worldwide, Harlem Heat renamed her sister Sherry. The alliance with Sherry led to Harlem Heat being elevated in the tag team division. Harlem Heat faced Nasty Boys in a rematch at Starrcade, which Harlem Heat lost via disqualification. On December 8, Harlem Heat defeated Stars and Stripes, the Patriot and Marcus Alexander Bagwell, to win their first WCW World Tag Team Championship, which aired on the January 14, 1995 episode of Saturday Night. Harlem Heat retained the titles against Stars and Stripes in a rematch at Clash of the Champions 30. They continued their feud with the Nasty Boys, leading to a title defense against Nasty Boys at Super Brawl 5. Harlem Heat retained their titles via a disqualification win. At Uncensored, Harlem Heat lost to Nasty Boys in a non-title Falls Count Anywhere match. Harlem Heat finally lost the titles to Nasty Boys at Slamboree. And check it out, Harlem Heat became tweeners and entered a feud with Colonel Parker's stud stable of Dirty Dick Slater and Bunkhouse Buck. Harlem Heat defeated the team of Slater and Buck at the Great American Bash on the June 24 episode of Worldwide. Harlem Heat defeated Nasty Boys to win their second World Tag Team Championship after interference by the Blue Bloods, Lord Steven Regal and Earl Robert Eaton. The title win was taped on May 3rd at Bash of the Beach. Harlem Heat retained the titles against Nasty Boys and Blue Bloods in a triangle match. Today they called them triple threat matches. Harlem Heat lost the tag titles to Slater and Buck on the July 22nd episode of Saturday Night thanks to interference from Parker. At Clash of the Champions 31, Harlem Heat and Sherry defeated Slater, Buck, and Parker in a six-person tag team match. As a result, Harlem Heat earned a tag team title shot against Slater and Buck at Fall Brawl. I just don't like that name, Buck. You know, Buck just reminds me of some stuff that's long forgotten, and I don't think anybody should try in this day and age to wrestle with the name Buck. Harlem Heat defeated Slater and Buck with help from Nasty Boys to win their third World Tag Team Championship. Parker and Sherry were carrying on a love affair, and Parker eventually left the stud stable in favor of the Heat to be with Sherry. Oh, they just shocking what love can do, even if it was a fictitious angle. Ain't it shocking what love can do? Just one night later on Monday Night Nitro, Harlem Heat lost the tag team titles to the American males Marcus Alexander Bagwell, and Scotty Riggs. On the October 20 episode of Saturday Night, Harlem Heat defeated American males to win their fourth World Tag Team Championship. This title change was taped on October 11. Harlem Heat lost the titles to Lex Luger and Sting on January 22nd, 1996 episode. Heat unsuccessfully challenged Luger and Sting for the titles at Super Brawl 6. At Uncensored, Booker T teamed with Sting to defeat the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, in a street fight. To earn Harlem Heat a title shot against Luger and Sting on the April 22nd episode of Nitro, which Harlem Heat lost. On the June 24 episode of Nitro, Harlem Heat defeated Luger and Sting and Steiner Brothers, Rick and Steiner, in a triangular match to win their fifth World Tag Team Championship. Harlem Heat lost the tag team titles to Steiner Brothers at a live event on July 24. However, just 3 days later, on July 27, Harlem Heat defeated Steiner Brothers to win their sixth World Tag Team Championship. Harlem Heat successfully defended the titles against Steiner Brothers at Hog Wild. At Clash of the Champions 33, Harlem Heat retained the titles against Steiner Brothers and the team of Sting and Lex Luger in a triangular match, as the match ended in a no contest when the referee, Nick Patrick, abruptly ended the match due to the outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, just appearing at ringside. At Fall Brawl, Harlem Heat successfully defended the titles against Nasty Boys. On the September 23rd episode of Nitro, Harlem Heat lost the titles to Public Enemy, Rocco Rock, and Johnny Grunge. On the October 5 episode of Saturday Night, Harlem Heat defeated Public Enemy in a rematch to win their seventh World Tag Team Championship. This match was taped on October 1. Harlem Heat lost the titles to the Outsiders at Halloween Havoc. So, from 1996 to 1997, there were managerial changes that took place. On the November 9th episode of Saturday Night, Harlem Heat became the full-fledged faces when they fired Colonel Robert Parker and beat him to rescue Sister Sherry. They briefly feuded with Parker's newest team, the Amazing French Canadians, defeating them in a match at World War III. At the Clash of the Champions 36 on January 27, 1997, Harlem Heat defeated the team of the Renegade and Joe Gomez. Soon after, Harlem Heat took on the Public Enemy in the faces of Fear, Ming, and the Barbarian in a three-way dance at Super Brawl 7, which Public Enemy won. The following month at Uncensored, Harlem Heat defeated Public Enemy in a Texas Tornado match. At Spring Stampede, both members of Harlem Heat competed in a Four Corners match for a WCW World Heavyweight Championship title match. Lex Luger won the match. Shortly after, Harlem Heat got involved in a feud with the Steiner Brothers over contention for the World Tag Team Championship, leading to a match between the two teams at the Great American Bash, which Harlem Heat won by disqualification after New World Order, or the NWO, member Vincent interfered by attacking them. On the January episode of Nitro, they fired Sherry after her interference backfired, costing them a match against Public Enemy. Vincent's repeated interferences in matches resulted in Harlem Heat beginning a feud with NWO's Vicious and Delicious, Buff Bagwell and Scott Norton, leading to a match between the two teams at Road Wild. During this match, Harlem Heat added Jacqueline as their new manager, who helped them in defeating Vicious and Delicious. After that, Harlem Heat resumed their feud with the Steiner Brothers, losing to them at Fall Brawl. In the next episode, I'll talk about how Harlem Heat had a major split and their reunion from 1997 to 1999. For Black Wrestling News, I'm Todd Tanner.